in a practice, client or who is living, the people who is living in the house is a part of environment, and we are trying to use all kind of environment of architecture, you know? And we think good architecture must work with human being inside of that space. And we are trying to make our house to be like a puzzle with the human being as a piece, a part of it. I think that is the biggest difference between architecture and sculpture. I don't think architecture is artwork. Architecture can be artwork, but architecture is not artwork. The difference between architecture and artwork is that the artwork is expression made by an artist. It means artist has 100% freedom, and that kind of creativity impress people, and that kind of impression is the most important thing. And some artwork lives only just a few seconds, works for 10 years and 100 years. You know, it's really nothing to do with the creativity of the artist. But architecture is different. You know, we have to.
Do you consider architecture a social service?
Not that services. No, it's not. No. If we are doing social services, architecture is just a function. But we are, you know, just I don't know how I should explain social services, but we are trying to create new life as an architect. Everybody believes the house we are using is the house. That is the limit of the imagination. We are trying to, usually people try to think within the limit they are living in. And everybody thinks, for example, table is square, or table has 4 legs, and the house has a column, and the window is this size. But we believe we can change the lifestyle. You know, the biggest difference between just artwork and architecture is that architecture can change the lifestyle. You know, we want to make office to be big, but we don't want to get project to make in order to make office to be big.
Yeah. Do you want more projects or do you want bigger projects?
We want bigger projects, of course, because we can do more impact. We can make more impact to people. But at the same time, we don't want to give up designing houses, because that is the base of understanding people. That we can. The house is the tool to get the closest to human being. House is the only project you really can get into the heart of people. If we forget that, you know, I think we are not going to be anymore us. And many people say, what's the reason why you keep doing houses? Actually, in office, maybe 60% or 70% of the project are houses, but the income from the house is maybe 30 or 20%. Of course, I know that it's much better to do bigger buildings, but you know, there's no difference between. There's no difference for us between big buildings and small houses, because all starts from human beings. We shouldn't say what we are capable of. We should say what we can do for people. That is more suitable.
What people are capable of.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Maybe that's good, yeah.
That's a nice. Not what architects are capable of, but what people are capable of in architecture.
I think always a good architecture has good relationship with outside, and we think wherever human being live, you know, no, the climate has quite a good environment for human being. Even I go to Scandinavian country, 1/3 of the year, it's quite comfortable. There's outside, you know, and in Tokyo, half of each year, it's nice to be outside. Maybe 2/3 of each year, right? And in equator, you know, like under equator, you know, it's not so hot. You know, it's nice to be outside. And from certain moment, maybe from the later half of the 20th century, people start isolate the environment from outside, you know, and then the city start losing the can say diversity of the lifestyle. People cannot sometimes people cannot experience this lifestyle outside, and I think however we go to good city, beautiful city, we found out how external life is the essence of the quality of the city. You know, I think that is the most important thinking to build a good city. And secondly, I think for to achieve good environmental condition means ecological, from the ecological point of view, we should use you know, external environment. Especially in Japan, government is trying to emphasize airtight, quite energy efficient house in Tokyo. But the problem is that once you do that, so many chemicals evaporate.
Very unhealthy.
Even from the natural wood it comes out, and then many people get sick. And then now just it's rule. We have a rule to put mechanical ventilation into each rooms. It's very stupid. The basic thinking is very wrong. And just if you open the door, you have very good environment. What's the reason why you don't use it? Very simple thing.
When we are in the nature, we feel very comfortable. Nature is quite nice view. And
what is nature for you?
What is nature? Green and wind and sky and everything.
You know the gestalt, and it's just one thing.
Yeah. I think that kind of thing is a nature for the human being. So, but we need architecture because it rains and sometimes it's too hot and sometimes it's too cold. But to call the nature into the architecture is a key for us to have a better lifestyle.
One of the architects told me that you know, if you are trying to make architecture as outside, maybe we don't need architecture anymore. But I said wrong, because we are human beings. We can't live without architecture. Architecture is a part of a human being.